What's up, everyone?
Hi.
So, in the beginning of a relationship, during your first few dates, you use those first few dates to try to get to know people. You ask simple questions like, what do you like to eat? Or what do you want to do in the future?
Yep. What is your favorite color? What kind of music do you listen to?
Exactly. You ask these little questions and you try to figure out the person and you see how similar they are to you.
It's the compatibility test.
Yes, and in the beginning, you don't really know someone that much. You just know kind of the facade that they put in front of you, hoping that they're not some crazy psycho creep that's gonna like
cats in their closet and shit.
And they're gonna eat your skin later, or like if you leave dirty panties, they're gonna smell it. Yeah. You're hoping they're not a dirty Japanese pervert.
Pretty much.
Exactly. But in the beginning of me and Jill's relationship, something kind of crazy happened that I felt probably threw you off guard.
So I had my panties. Just kidding.
Yeah, you had your panties. You left it there, and I was like, "What are all those stains on? This is." And I used a magnifying glass, and there's stains of all colors, or brown, or red. I was like, "Man, there's a lot of things coming out of these holes."
Damn, you're fast. Did you see how quickly he flipped the table on me? Damn, you suck. That was pretty good. Moving on.
So it was one late night. It was one of our first dates. It was probably within our first, I would say 10, 20, very first few dates. And I was driving home, and at this time I had this Toyota X-Runner. It's a lower truck, 6-speed manual, it's pretty fast, and I love to downshift and drive aggressively. And since she likes to drive aggressively, we used to just kind of like pretend like we're like race car team drivers, and we would drive aggressively all over the place. Speed down, PCH, all of that.
Yeah, tires peeling, all of that shit.
All the time. And this time, we were driving back to her house, and we were in Alhambra. And if you guys live in the SGV, you guys know where Chapel is, where that 7-Eleven is. I was driving on Chapel southbound, and there's a stop sign. And immediately, usually after that, I would make a left at where the YMCA is. But since it's nighttime, I was like, you know what? There's no cops around. Who the fuck is gonna waste your time stopping for a stop sign?
For real, you gotta YOLO that shit at night.
Especially since the turn is so sharp. I'm like, this is the perfect time to downshift and just take the turn like a motherfucker.
Yep.
So I go there, boom. I added some gas, downshifted, and I turned, and we're both driving like leaning like sideways. And then I was like, yeah, this is fun. And then we're having a good time, and all of a sudden it's like,
a few houses down from where we lived.
Right. We were literally probably like 3 or 4 houses down. We can see.
Yeah, if I took my shoe off and I threw it out the window, I was gonna break one of my windows in my house.
Yeah, that's how close it was. So we pulled over, and I was like, fuck, dude, we're fucking 3 houses away. I got pulled over. This is so dumb.
Were you embarrassed?
Honestly, I think inside I was like, oh my god, I probably seem like I'm a douchebag, but outside I'm trying to keep it cool, like.
Seem like you're a douchebag? Oh, because your facade was so chill?
No, like a douchebag as in like, it kind of is embarrassing to kind of get arrested during your first few dates. You know what I mean?
You mean pulled over?
I mean, you get pulled over during your first few dates. It is kind of embarrassing, right? It's like you don't want to get caught peeing in public on your second date. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So like I got pulled over. And
well, to give you some credit though, this is like the coolest type of pullover that you can get, if you can get any type of pullover, because it was like you're doing your speed racer, you know what I mean? You're going like fast and furious on that shit. So this one is a cool one, so I'll give you a pass.
Why were you turned on a little bit? We were like, ooh, this guy's a bad boy.
I mean, when you're driving fast, it's fun because I like it, but then when they pull you over, I immediately get scared because I've been brainwashed to like fear cops and shit. So as soon as that happened, I was like, oh my god, like I just started fucking sweating.
That's true. Thinking back now, I think I was a little bit scared, actually.
Come on, get your story straight. Why were you scared?
Well, because, you know, like also back in the 626, there's like a lot of crazy Asian riots and stuff in Asian gangs. So like, I think when a cop pulls you over, when you're intentionally breaking the law, they come with a little bit more aggression. Versus like if you do a California roll on a red light, or if
is that what it's called?
Yeah, California roll is when you like you don't stop all the way.
I thought
you thought it was a sushi.
No, I just thought you messed up.
No, when you do a California.
I knew it was like a rolling stop. But I didn't know it was called the California roll.
I guess people do in California all the time.
Oh, I gotcha.
Or if like you don't signal when you turn, like those are minor things. But when you blatantly go.
And then you go like this to the stop sign? Yeah.
So so they kind of come with a little bit of aggression, and immediately when you get caught, I'm like, fuck, son of a bitch. At the end of our date too, and we're supposed to go to your house. So the cop comes up, And then he goes, license and registration. And I'm like, okay, that's no problem. I'm just gonna keep it cool. And then we'll be out of here in like 10-15 minutes. We can resume the date, watch the movie, whatever we're gonna do.
Snugglefest, duh.
Snugglefest, duh. So I take out my registration and my insurance. I hand it to him. Always keep my hands at 10 and 2.
You know what I thought was really smart that you did?
What?
You always do this, and now I apply that. So what he did was, as soon as the cops is like license and registration, he's all like, officer, it's in my glove compartment. Can I please go and get it? And then the officer's like, yeah, go ahead.
Without the stuttering aspect.
Yeah. I don't know why. I'm like, anyway, I just drank a lot of tea right now, so I'm really fucking hyper. So yeah, so when he said that, I was like, oh.
You know who actually taught me that? My cop friends.
Oh.
Because some cops, they're so like, either this is their first case or they're
trigger happy.
They're really trigger happy. They're like so like, you know, they're scared for their life. So if you can take everything one step at a time, like you're like, excuse me, officer, can I reach for my glove compartment? That's where my car insurance or whatever is in. Or if I kind of reach in my back pocket, that's where I keep my wallet. You let them know, then you have a nice open line of communication, and you give the cop trust where he doesn't have to take your ass out and spread your butt cheeks.
Is that how it happens?
Yeah. So
well, just letting you know, I was observant of that.
So that's what I usually do, and I give that to him. He took it. He goes back to his cop car, and I'm like, all right, cool. We're good. We're just chilling. And we're probably like doing a little bit of hand touching.
Hell no, we're not hand touching. Shit, I was probably like, oh my god, fuck. You
were pretty nervous.
Hell yeah, cops make me nervous. LA cops are just not nice.
That's true.
If you're a cop, you need to, and you're watching us, like, I appreciate what you guys do, but you guys fucking be nice to us. That's it.
Only us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he comes back, and I'm like, all right, cool. He's just gonna hand me my citation, tell me which court to go to. But no! What he does is he goes, sir, can you please step outside of the car?
That was new to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
That wasn't new to me because it happened to me all the time when I was a kid.
Oh.
But I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is that term again? Probable cause for a search. So I'm thinking, what the fuck did I do? So I asked the officer, I was like, sir, I forgot what I asked him, but I asked him in the most professional and polite way possible because I don't want to get my ass cheeks spread. So I'm like,
it sounds like you have a lot of experience.
Yeah, so I was like, sir, may I know what the reason is? And he says, you have a warrant. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, dude, if you have a warrant, you can't say shit. Like, your ass is his. Because if anything happens, he could throw your ass in the back of his police car and immediately take you to jail. So I was like, okay, you know what? This guy has some shit on me. I don't know what I did. And then
when you have a warrant, what ways can you get a warrant? For doing what?
There's a lot of ways.
Can you give me like the top 3? Or not the top, but just 3.
You can get a warrant for killing someone.
Oh, fuck.
Obviously, right? You can get a warrant for drug trafficking, but you can also, at the super low end, you can get a warrant for even something simple like a, let's say a fix-it ticket, like you have front tinted windows and it's not legal, but it goes on and on and on. You don't pay it for 3 years, it goes to collections.
So it's just delinquency of...
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it could be anything.
Gotcha.
So I didn't even know what it was. I was like, what the fuck? Like, all my tickets are paid. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
But so everyone knows you had a shitty past.
That's the part that I was like, wait, did something that I do long time ago catch up? And I'm like, fuck, this is crazy because I'm a completely changed person. I was going to UCLA at this time. I was in the Marine Corps. I was super straight edge.
You were applying to be a cop yourself.
I was applying to be a cop myself, actually. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy. We step out of the car. She makes her get out of the car too. And this is when I just feel so bad. I'm like, dude, this is a super date gone wrong because...
So you weren't even trying to go down the list of what can possibly be happening. You were thinking of what I was thinking of you?
Yeah, obviously. Because
it's so cute.
Because I mean, it really caught me off guard. Like, I'm talking about the last time I did anything fucking shady was probably like 16, 17. And I was like 22, 23 at this time. So this is way over 5 years. I've changed completely. I'm in a different school. I'm in the Marine Corps. Like, I don't do any of that shit. But when you're in a date, the last thing you envision in your fantasy date isn't 2 people like kneeling down on the curb, you know, with their hands behind their head and a flashlight to the face. That's also embarrassing. Imagine your roommate.
I know.
They look out the blinds and they see us. They're like, what the fuck are they gonna think, right?
Yeah, because at that time we were all living together. So I lived in a house with 3 other chicks, and then he just recently moved in with them, and I'm like trying to convince them, like, he's cool, guys. Don't worry about it.
Like, what the fuck? Bart is not cool.